statement.
Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone is staying safe and healthy. I want to obviously, tip my hat to Maryland. They're a phenomenal offensive team that shares the ball really well. I thought it was a good test for us to play a team that plays the pace and values the basketball the way that we're aspiring to do here at Penn State. We're taking baby steps. We're getting better every day, but we need to start taking giant leaps versus little shuffle steps, as we just talked about in the locker room. But was really proud of moments tonight. And then other moments we got to get tougher. We got to, bear down a little bit, grit our teeth and win those 50-50 balls and get those possessions where we need that loose ball in our hands and make the tough play and have that lion mentality.
Questions for Coach?
So it seems like, just from my perspective, that you've got off to pretty good starts for the majority of games this season, and it's kind of just unraveled as the game has gone along. What do you think kind of happens there, especially in the second quarter when a lot of teams have started to make comebacks?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with our experience and our youth. I think we're going to continue to fix that, especially our turnovers and our missed layups. I think a lot of the times we have a right opportunity to take and we fumble the ball, or we have a live ball turnover, or we miss a layup, which is easy opportunities for teams to have easy transition opportunities on us on the other end. So we have to fix those moments so that becomes a 5-point game and a 10-point game, and then it starts to unravel in those moments. But as we continue to play together, as our chemistry improves and our younger players get more minutes, I think you'll start to see those runs dwindle.
Jack.
Coach, you mentioned taking giant leaps, or starting to take giant leaps. Where do you kind of begin with that? Like, what is one area that you're just like, that it keeps you up at night, that frustrates you, is like, we should be doing this better?
The biggest thing is carryover for me right now is consistency. Against Syracuse, we missed 14 layups. We had 24 turnovers. We took below the line shots. Same thing happened in Purdue, and I thought same thing happened tonight. So in the areas that we're trying to progress and trying to grow, we got to make sure we fix it, we learn our lessons, and we move on instead of continuing to talk about the same things over and over. And I think that's where our team needs to grow the most, is just consistency and learning how to adjust in the moment and not waiting for a film session or not waiting for a timeout to be able to fix it on the fly.
Go ahead, Damian.
Just looking back towards like the end of the second quarter and the start of the third there, Maryland was in some pretty decent foul trouble, and they only play really 7 players. Did you kind of instruct your players to try to attack them more off the dribble there? Is that something you wanted to exploit, or what was the idea there?
Yeah, absolutely. When they started getting foul trouble there towards the end, we were absolutely trying to attack as much as we could, try to get some post-up opportunities. But Maryland's a very smart team and experienced, and they did a great job when they got those 2 or 3 fouls of staying disciplined.
Coach?
Just where do you think you kind of go from here now? The Big Ten obviously is very challenging. Like slate, you're really not going to have an easy game for quite some time, and you don't have a ton of experience on your team, and even some of your more experienced players have just had some lapses this season. Do you think it's just getting back in the kind of the practice gym, or is it more so team cohesion, or what do you think is the biggest hurdle that you have to clear?
I think we're in a fine position. We're 3-3. We've played 2 close ball games. It got away from us at the end, but Maryland is a really, really good team. And I think we're night and day from where we were last year. And we're going to continue to make strides, but I'm not worried one bit.
Coach, one final one. In terms of, you said not having any sort of retread in terms of, not waiting until a film session to figure things out. When you only have someone like Kelly on the floor, who's an upperclassman and whatnot, who else do you look for to maybe get a team out of a funk that you guys are in for maybe a couple of minutes, instead of having to have Kelly do that for 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's going to have to be McKenna and Anna, coming in from that experience from last year. Janasia Cash can help us out there, but she's got to be on the floor more than she is right now with her foul trouble. So hard to do that from the bench. So we got to make sure that she's disciplined and staying on the floor for us. But absolutely, McKenna and Anna need to step up in that way.
Thank you, Coach. We will have Maddie Burke in here momentarily.